Now I would like to invite my honorable speaker to come on the stage and share their prestigious view with us. Thank you.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for staying with me on this session. So happy you chose this room. Thank you so much. You have a lovely t-shirt there. Beautiful color.
Oh,
yes. You're welcome. The power of being as the foundation of true feminine. The power of being. How many of you on our family gatherings, when the car breaks down, you see your husbands or your wives running to check what's going on? Do you think husbands or wives are running? Husbands, maybe some wives, maybe, but mostly when you see that the car broke down on the street, you see a man looking at it, right? And then when I overhear conversations in the restaurants between men and women, I see that the men speak usually about football, politics, they go play basketball. Women speak about the connection. They speak about how are you, not what do you do more often. Our power, I do believe, is in being. When somebody says to us, you are beautiful, you feel so much better than when somebody says to you, you made a great cake. Right? It's just something we really would love to be noticed by who we are as women, not by what we do. That's what I feel. That's why the subject is so close to me, the power of being, because so many women are trying not to be themselves. Who of you ever tried to fit in? Raise your hands nice and high. Who of you was in a situation that you could really stand out, but you kept yourself in the position? Thank you. Well, the bravery is so important. When we are in our being, we flow. So the things that align for us, for women, for men as well, but they're usually in their doing. And when they are appreciated, that's when the magic happens for them. The more we appreciate them, the more eagerly they do things for us. The more they appreciate us for how we are, the more we flourish. We multiply everything that they give us. Well, they give us the sperm, we give them the child. They give us the house, we give them the home. This is what we are. We don't need to do, we are. I would love to share with you a story that will lead to a solution that will change your life. And it's so simple, but it took me so much time to discover. Can I share this story with you? I really always wanted to be on the stage. I really wanted to do things that influence, to do things that influence. And so I found a teacher who really inspired me, and she was great. There is plenty things that she taught me. Although I wanted to be her so much, and she really wanted me to be successful, so she thought I have to be as she was to be able to be successful. So what was happening? She was making a copy of herself, and I've never noticed that. So then I would nail the singing, technical aspect of the singing, but my brothers would tell me, looking into my eyes, you have to stop, because we are scared when we look into your eyes. We feel pain. Well, there was a time when I got brave. And I started speaking about what was happening. When someone tries to make you an example of themselves so hard that they beat your inner essence out of you, this is when you lose yourself. So after I graduated, I went on a journey because I didn't want to give up the singing. If the technique is correct and something is missing, we have to do something about it. I had to do something about it. Actually, in this journey, I realized I didn't have to do anything. I had to acknowledge who I am. We as women, I believe, have to acknowledge who we are every day. So me being in this low position and me working on myself and rediscovering the appreciation of who I am. The greatness, as Gita said before, that I've got with me was something that allowed me to come back on the stage when I was told that I will never sing on a stage as an opera singer. I did my Carnegie Hall debut in November. I sang from my heart.
Yeah.
And that was because I went on this journey that I would love to share with you. That's the solution to the problem that so many people who want to share have. When they come, they don't feel brave enough to be vulnerable on the stage. They practice outside and they feel okay, but when they come on the stage as speakers or singers, they usually close off. So for them to be able to open up, for them to be able to shine, they got to love who they are first. They got to really feel their presence, their being is important. And that's especially told to women. This is why when I teach in my mentorship program, I teach 3 things. It's called VIP program, not because it's a very important person, although my mentees are beautiful, very important people. But it's called VIP because it's voice and the inside-out presence. And today, I want to speak to you about the inside-out presence that really matters. And about that when you work with me, it's not that you just work on the voice, but it's so important for you to actually dig in deep and acknowledge that you are important, that you are worthy, that what you get to say, your message matters. Your why in life matters, that you were born here for a reason. This is why it's so important. So for you, by simple morning routines, changing firstly, how do you wake up in the morning? After you wake up in the morning, what do you normally do? Do you just start your morning off? Do you allow the day to run you, or do you run the day? You have to remember to be grateful. You have to remember to forgive. Those morning routines matter. Those morning routines influence. All the the things that you do and that you say matter. There's so many beautiful speeches here about the importance of you expressing yourself and you being enough. And this is the essence that I believe as the essence of being in the presence on the stage is so important. What I also do is when I listen to someone, I can hear in their voice their story. So, for me to hear the story, I have to be in the being. For me to be present and listen and help, I have to listen, not want to answer. And then by working on their voice, not just by simple exercises, but by really going deep, they start crying because the emotions are coming up. Because there are some wounds that have to be healed. This is why it's so important it is. When you really want to resonate with someone on the stage, especially as a woman, your true power is in the being, not in doing. I will give you the example. When you go to the corporate world, you see all the women who try to dress up as men. And instead of being themselves and just being, you see a woman on the stage, she passes and you're like, wow, who is that? Just her presence takes you. This kind of thing, if you take it to every work you do, your being takes the first place. That's when the importance, when it starts resonating with everybody, what you do, what you are, your core. So the problem I see is that most of the women try to do a lot, especially for their men, because they think that their men don't do it well enough. If we allow them to do what they have to do and appreciate them, and we are in everything that we can do, but we are first, that's when the change starts, because we know that we're worthy, we know that we're enough, we feel that we matter. This is how important I believe it is for us to acknowledge ourselves, for us to live from the power of our being. And this is what I also teach in my mentorship program. Apart from the voice and through the voice, healing those wounds. Have you ever felt that you are not enough? Have you ever wondered how to heal this part? You know, the very important thing for us, before anything, is that we start from ourselves. Whatever we want to do in our life, we have to firstly be to resonate. And if you would like to know more, just come and speak with me and I can tell you more about it. Thank you so much for your attention.